Assalamu ladies and gentlemen, I am your host Motivational Sanwal and you are watching me on Facebook Live. Today I have a distinguished guest, very very important guest. Hope you will be fine and doing really very well at all, and it will be a fantastic day for you, and you are doing for your country, you are going really well. Today I have a guest. He is a social activist, a very active friend from US. We have finally we have with us our guest, Mr. Raymond Harlall. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Montaz. I'm great, thank you.
Thank you very much for being with me. It is my purpose, it is my mission to do interviews of personalities who are serving the humanity, who are working for youth and who are working for the lives of other people. Ladies and gentlemen from Pakistan, I am your host Motivational Sanwal and you are watching me on Facebook Live. I have a distinguished guest with me, Mr. Raymond Harlall. Sir, please introduce yourself, your brief introduction to Pakistani who are watching us.
Thank you, Montaz. I want to thank you for this opportunity. First of all, for connecting with me and for putting this all together. And I admire the work that you're doing. And I've went through your Facebook posts and see how that you are serving your community. And we had a conversation just last night, your time. Here, I'm in Toronto, Canada, and it's about almost midnight here. And I know it's just morning in so where you are in Pakistan, Punjab province. And
Yes.
I like to say you are living in the future. It's still Tuesday here, but I know it's Wednesday where you are.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being with me.
So I'm the author
Yes.
of the Handbook to Holistic Health, and it's one of many books that I am working on together with other authors, to be precise. And we, my goal, my mission, my vision, and my ambition is to educate others, and by to do that I can't do it on my own, but I collaborate with organizations, with other powerful authors, best-selling authors, other leaders like yourself. And thanks
Yes.
to Facebook, we can be in two different continents, two different time zone, almost 12 hours apart, and yet be able to share our message and help.
Yes, yes, this is amazing, amazing from Facebook.
And I can tell you have me on loudspeakers there at your school.
Not at all. The students don't know about lot of about English. That's why we can we
Okay.
cannot share this conversation with that people.
Okay. And
Yes.
I know you. I know that you are a PhD student, and you have a degree in
Agree.
agriculture studies, and your
Yes.
mission is to basically train other young people that live in your area. Because agriculture, as I learned from you speaking to you just a few hours ago, it is one of the main source of income in Pakistan.
Yes,
And
yes, yes. Agriculture is main source of income where I am living, and 73% of society, you can say that attached with agriculture, and agriculture is main source of income here. Raymond, thank you very much for being with me, and you are a great uh, human. Tell me your core philosophy of your life. I have seen that you are going live, you are very active on social media, and you are serving your youth at all. Your core philosophy of your working or your life.
So my main passion is to serve and give back and to help to educate young people. Not
Hmm.
necessarily here in Canada where I'm living now, but I was born and raised in South America in a country called Guyana, and it was previously a British colony. And so, lucky for me, I'd say, is that Guyana is the only English speaking country in South America. And of course, I'm of East Indian descent. My great grandparents came to Guyana when it was a British colony, and so I'm of Indian descent, but I was born and raised in South America. I grew up in a Caribbean culture um, because Guyana is part of the Caribbean, and I've migrated here to Canada, so North American, and so
Yes.
it's quite being able to have grow up and I was brought up as a Christian, and my dad's a pastor, and I know a religion is important over a lot of religion and politics is very important, and we were talking about this several hours ago. But being
Hmm.
able to grow up in Guyana, there's basically we have three religions: Christians, Hindus, and Muslims, and six different races of people. It's not just uh, from the color of your skin. One is brown, one is dark black, as in African descent. Then we have Asian, as in Chinese, and native Guyanese, and even what we call Caucasian people from Europe. So being able to grow up in this vast, diverse country and communities
Yes.
with support from people of all different beliefs and religious background and different culture, I'm able now to look back on my past and see. But then again, it's still third world Guyana. It's still a third world country, and I think we both face the same issues that you have there in Pakistan and back in Guyana, is that there's an
Hmm.
economic problem. There is no
Yes.
employment. There's no opportunity for young people. I'm
Yes.
fortunate now to be living in Canada, and it's very abundant here. You can almost do anything and live very happily. But I personally don't want to settle to just be able, okay, I migrated to Canada and to enjoy my life and say, hey, forget about those guys. No, everything that I do today is basically in preparation. So to be financially free, so free that I could go back. First, I have to be able to provide for myself and be abundant for myself and my family. And I want to be frank. You can't. It's hard to help people in poverty if you're also in poverty. So first one
Yes.
is because of the mindset. You first have to educate yourself and be able to see have success on your own and be so strong that you can go back now and teach what you have learned and teach progress and success and economics to the youths back in the country where I have originated from. And it's very much like your province of Pakistan, Punjab, where I
Yes.
grew up in the countryside of Guyana, and agriculture is probably in that area. It is probably the same percentage, about 70% of the income, and of course there is lots of young people and they just we just young people just don't want to do agriculture only, and the world has moved from an agricultural revolution into an industrial revolution. Now it's a technological revolution, and it's
Yes.
always changing, so you just don't want to be stuck with agriculture, although agriculture is very is we need to eat every day all day, and
Yes. Yes.
and it's important to protect agriculture and to grow that system and innovate. And I'm sure there's very good ways. And I haven't studied agriculture, but growing up as a kid, I've been a farmer. I have a farm of coconut trees in Guyana. I was just there. I like to show off the agriculture when I'm there.
Yes.
But this is what you study, and I know
Oh,
Pakistan is very self-sufficient, and you do depend on India for your water supply. That I did not know. And living here in North America, I've got all you hear is all you hear about is the issues about Pakistan and India fighting. But as I learned from you, and you live in a border city, so you know what's going on the ground. So it's not quite true anymore, or that's probably history. Now Pakistan and India is basically great neighbors, and now you even have a border where you can traverse freely without even a passport or a visa. That's amazing.
yes, yes, it's good news for two nations, Indian and Pakistani. Rev, tell me about your educational background. I want to know your education, major area of study.
So I went to school to be a civil engineer, but that didn't quite work out. So
Okay.
I'm more of an entrepreneur. I like to find a problem and find a solution for it rather than going through the actual school system. I don't believe school is for everybody, but it is important. There is a
Yes.
large part of society where we need entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs are basically anyone who sees a problem and can find a solution and offer a service to others.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Tell me, what is the culture there? What is the collective thinking of youth that they want to do job or want to do any business type of business or agriculture? What is the collective thought thinking process of your youth?
So in North America, it's very different. In North America, there's abundance of jobs, and becoming an entrepreneur here, the cost of starting off is usually an issue for the young people because um, the most Canadian students will go to high school and then they go straight into college without knowing for sure what their end game is. All they know is it's a system, okay, and now college is free here in Canada, in Ontario. And they will go to school just to not be, don't stay home with their parents or just to move off to college for the freedom. And then in 2 years, they will say, okay, no, I want to change my major to something else. And then some student may have student loans. Only recently, school became free. So I guess if you want to change and change, you can keep doing that, but you're not going to have a whole lot of progress. You're just wasting time. But let's say 5 years ago you were doing this, and you finally
Yes.
finish school. You come out with a huge student loan that you have to pay back that accumulates interest. So now you get out into the world, into the job market. You find a job. Of course, you'll get a job, but you will graduate as let's say a chemist, but you will have to come and do a job at any minimum wage job because it's quite difficult to
Mm.
get a job in your field, and most college graduates don't quite get a job in their field other than an accountant, a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, or several other major fields that you do need to get that training in. So I believe that most young people should first decide. In third world countries this doesn't happen because when you go to school, you know you're going to school and you're gonna learn whatever you're doing. I
Okay,
can
okay.
hear you.
I can't hear you guys anymore. Not sure if I am the only one experiencing this. Uh, any problem in voice or any problem in
Now
connection?
I can hear you, and I think you can hear me. Divya, can everybody hear me or no? Can anyone else?
Okay, okay. Tell me, Raymond, tell me what are the your future goals that you are going to return to North America or settled in Toronto, Canada, and what are main objective to be here in Toronto?
Okay, my main being in Toronto gives me opportunity, it gives me leverage, and it gives me positioning. And
Hmm.
I'm here, I'm collaborating, and my main goal is to. I just built and run a successful trucking company. I just sold that. I I have several other companies that I run today. I'm a YouTuber, a marketer. I do video marketing. But most importantly, I'm working on several big projects that makes me a publisher, a book publisher, and and I host my own event, and then it's a motivational event where I bring in celebrity speakers, people that are the best in their industry, and more importantly, I try to have them in the book, in the be a co-author with them in the same book, and bring them and show them off on stage, and have people come and learn from them, and be able to meet them, greet them, ask questions. So I'm doing all
Hmm.
this. My goal is 20 different books by year 2020. So my goal is to publish 20 books by year
Great.
2020. And I see some of my amazing friends are now joining me. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the likes and the comments, and do give me a thumbs up if you can hear, and do tell us where you're watching from. I am in
Hmm.
Toronto. Mantaz is in Pakistan, Punjab province. And so continue your question, my goal is to do 20 of these books and worldwide, because let's say third world countries, it's easy to publish a book, or to be an author in North America or in Europe. But thank you, Shelley, for that. But people in Guyana, people in the Caribbean countries, people in Africa, people are in the countrysides of India, Pakistan, are it's very difficult to be an author, or if you do write, there's no copyright laws. Thank you. Someone is watching from Guyana, the country where I'm from. Divya is giving us lots of love. And New York, thank you for telling us where you're watching from.
Thank you very much for being with me, for being with us. Raymond, tell me, do you think that there is a need of motivation, there is need of training to youth to be a businessmen, to do businesses, to be entrepreneur?
Most definitely, most definitely.
Yes.
That it's a skill that it take you. One, you have to see a problem and fix it. It's entrepreneur sounds like a big word, but it's the first thing is you see problems and you can find solution. If you can see problems, not everybody can see a problem. That's one thing, and not everybody
Yes.
can find a solution. You have to be able to do both, and do it so well that people pay you to do it. And I
Uh,
believe
जी,
there's lots of room now for entrepreneurship, and the world is expanding so rapidly, and technology, and now it's hard for somebody. Back in the days, one person could be able to manage everything and do it all on their own, but now it's more of a experts world, where you need one person that's an expert in this area, one person expert in that area, and, and to be successful as like a large corporation, now they need to hire subcontract all these experts in it, and you can be one of that experts. And that's where the market is moving here in North America. Most corporations are kind of moving away from hiring employees, and paying someone 10 hours a day or 8 hours a day, 7 days, 5 days a week, to be on their payroll just to do a job, when they could just hire out that job and pay less in taxes, and pay less in benefits, and pay. They'll either do that or move the work over to a different country where they don't have to do that. That's what they do to compete.
Okay. Tell me opportunities there in North America for entrepreneurship. What do you are doing here in Toronto, and when you will back in North America? Do you think that the same opportunities there for entrepreneurship and you can say that your work, what you are doing here, there will be same chances to do this work?
Just to get your question right, you're saying if the same opportunities that are available here in Canada, in Ontario, Canada, Toronto, is it your question is if the same opportunities can be created outside? Is that it?
Yes, when you will back to the North America.
South America, Guyana.
Yes, yes,
Oh, yeah. So there is opportunity everywhere. However, there is it's easier in some countries, like in Canada. I could start a business in 1 to 2 days. But I know for
yes,
sure in South America, Guyana, where I'm from, I have a driving school there, and I know it takes a while to basically start your company there. It's more red flags in terms of getting it started.
yes,
However, there's also lots of restriction and regulation here in North America for everything. Although it's easier
yes,
to, depending on which sector you're in, to start a cooperation, I would say it's easier than to actually be certified to be, let's say, a driving instructor in Canada. You have to go to school to be a driving instructor. To be a real estate agent, you have to go to school to do that. To be a car salesperson, you have to go to school to do that. To be a truck driver, you got to go to school, which is college, to do that. So the restrictions and the regulations are getting higher to be an
yes,
entrepreneur or a small business, not the owner. To be an owner, you don't need any of that. You just start a cooperation, have an office, and be able to network yourself, and you can start a business. But to be the actual service provider, there's lots of rules and regulation around that.
Okay, okay. Tell me about your book. Which type of book you have written?
So I'm currently writing 3 books. One is called well, this one we launched first. It's called the Handbook of
Okay,
Holistic Health H3. And as you can see, these are just the tickets. This is not a copy of the book or anything, but you can see there's a lineup of 21 co-authors in it. So it's not just
okay,
myself. It's 21 very, very reputable co-authors from different areas of. It's all about health and wellness, but it's different areas.
great, great. I want to know about what in this book you have wrote
Okay, so
about health
yes.
tips or about you can say that diseases or food.
Okay,
Yes,
very well. So the book is it's a holistic approach to health, meaning we're against taking prescription medication. We're against surgeries. We're all about healing holistically and using natural medication in terms of eating healthy. Using If you do use medication, it must be holistic, as in no side effect or all plant based. And I'm not a medical professional, but several of my co-author are. Several of them are professors at a university. Several of them are medical doctors. Several of them has survived great horrible diseases such as cancer, and they have done
yes,
this holistically, and they have shared their story of how they have done it. and how anyone could do it. And they're simple things. Several of them. I have a yoga practitioner, instructor. There's people, life coach, health coaches in the book, and myself personally, I'm not a health coach, but I've gained when I hired my health and wellness mentor, who is also in this book and who is a professor, Dr. George Grant. When I hired him to be my health and wellness coach and mentor, I was able to lose 30 pounds in just about 5 months because I was at that time as a truck driver driving all across the US and Canada. I was very obese. I was eating McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. I don't know if you know these, and Tim Hortons
I know, I
for
know, I
for
know.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I was driving at night, not sleeping, driving all the time, sleeping in the truck. And one night I was driving at 2 a.m. In Ohio, and I fell asleep while driving a truck. And this, if you're driving a car and you fall asleep, you may not die if you run off the road because you'll be protected. But when you're pulling a 18 wheeler, which is a 53-foot trailer loaded with 80,000 pounds of load, and you were to run off the road, the load will basically come in, and the load that you're pulling will basically kill you if you were to crash, more than likely. But
It's
I had, it's a tough job. You just got to keep driving. If you don't deliver the load on time, instead of the company paying you, you will have to pay the company. That's the contract. Because if it's not
It's
delivered,
amazing to listen from you that you are a truck driver. You have. It's very amazing for me that here we have lot of truck drivers. They don't have any thinking like this. I appreciate your thinking that you have a great mind. And tell me about your truck driving experience.
so
That's amazing.
it was very fun for the first little bit. I believe everybody should be a truck driver, especially in North America. Then you get to visit all the states and see the way of life of that people live. And you're doing this while getting paid. You're working, and you can live on the road. You don't need to pay rent. But two things: you shouldn't do it for more than 6 months, let's say, because you're gonna gain so much weight. You're gonna not get any sleep, and it's dangerous. You're gonna make a lot of money, and but it's very dangerous if you're not gonna get any sleep because you have to compete, keep going and going and going, just to make a lot of money. But when I fell asleep on the wheel, I usually fall asleep a lot. You will be driving, but I don't know if your highways in Pakistan, they have a bit of a rumble on the side of the road. If you're going off the road, it's bumpy or it wakes you up.
And no, I don't know about that.
Okay, so
Um,
on the highway on the side of the road, before you almost get off the road, they make it rough. So you will wake up if that happens.
okay, and no, not at all.
Yes,
In Pakistan, there is not any rough area. Uh, don't have,
yeah,
don't have
they
an
made
idea
that because they know
actually.
truck driver will fall asleep or run off the road. So whenever that, if you keep pushing and pushing, when that happens, you'll wake up for a bit, but it'll happen again. But I when after I
Our Raymond, our drivers take tea with high nicotine.
what do you do?
I'm saying that our truck drivers take tea with high nicotine.
Oh yeah, well, that's beside the point. I will drink coffee, and then I will drink a Red Bull, and then I will drink another thing that's called a 5 hour stay awake. Like you will do everything, but when it's 2,
Yes,
3, 4 a.m. and you've been doing this all the time, it's
all the time.
you're gonna fall asleep one way or the other. You're gonna fall asleep when your job is to drive 10, 12, 13 hours per day. Sometime, most times at night, that's when there's no traffic. You will fall asleep, and and you have to get there, and it's a really dangerous job. And it happened so that I fell asleep, or I was awake but sleeping. My mind was shut off, and I exited the highway, and I saw a red, a green light, like a green stoplight, a green light. Like, why would there be a
Yes.
traffic light on a highway? There isn't. On this highway, it's a big highway. And that's when I woke up and realized that I exit the highway without realizing. So I was basically sleep driving. And that's when
So,
I woke up and be like, I woke up in my life and be like, this is not
hmm.
for me. I'm not doing this anymore. It's too, I don't care about the money. I own the truck, I own the company, but this is not for me.
Yes, great, great. You have a great mind. Still, you are running your company, trucking company,
So
and you are not driving truck.
I run the company from the office now, but I sold that company. I'm into construction now. That's local here within the city.
Okay, okay, that's great. If we will talk about our Pakistani drivers, they don't have this all that you have. You have a great mind at all. I am very, very. You can say that excited that you have a great mind and you are a great human being. You are a great creation of God. Tell me about, I think that you are going to organize a seminar about your book.
Correct. So it's the seminar that's coming up. It's called the power of collaboration, and of course, the reason for the name. So the name is trademarked. It's my creation, and I own that trademark. The power of collaboration, and of course, you can see I'm the host there. But next, on the opposite side, is my keynote speaker, and her name is Dr. Ona Brown, and she is the daughter of uh, Mr. Les Brown. Mr. Les Brown is considered the
Oh,
world's
very
number one
good.
motivational speaker. He travels the
Uh,
world and
uh,
motivates people.
you can say that he is my teacher. I am a big fan of
So
Mr.
you,
Les Brown.
so you know Les Brown? Excellent. I didn't.
Uh, I love that person. I love that person, and it's my dream to meet Les Brown. I have lot of I do lot of messages to Les Brown page and a lot
Amazing.
of videos.
You listen to his tape, you got to be hungry, he says.
Yes, yes, yes. I have lot of videos of Les Brown in videos that he shares his story about first radio show and
Yes.
lot of things about Les Brown. Les Brown, mentally retarded story. I am very impressed from that person.
Yeah, he is exceptional. I'm glad that you know him so well. And this is I just a month ago I spent 3 days with him and his daughter who is Ona Brown here and in Florida in the US, learning from him how I shared stage with him too, and on that hands-on exercise of going on stage, and have him watch me speak and tell me, okay, you can do better here, or you need to fix that. That was exceptional, and now I'm so blessed and privileged to have his own daughter, Ona Brown, come to
Great.
Toronto and speak at my event, and not only is she speaking at the event, The Power of Collaboration, but she is the co author of this book. She's in this book also.
Great, great at all. I am
And
very happy to see this all.
and a little bit more. Les Brown in the book, her story that she wrote in the Handbook to Holistic Health is about her dad, Les Brown, how he had cancer 20 years ago and he's still surviving and doing very well. And and
Okay.
and there's more about Les Brown in the book. It's like Les Brown owns this book. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it, but it should say forwarded by Les Brown.
Yes, I wish to have this book in PDF.
And it'll be ready in about 2 weeks time, or in about a month. Our launch is on
Okay, okay.
October 27, and of course I will send an autograph book for you.
Okay, waiting for this. A great book, interesting book. Tell me about your. You were talking about your seminar about this book. Uh, what are main areas to cover
Okay,
in seminar? You want to cover in seminar?
so a main
Uh,
area we want to teach. There's lots of people that is trying everything in life. Like you're struggling, you're trying to do everything on your own. You're
yes,
on the right track, you have the right vision, but you planned to do this thing last year, now it's this year, and you still haven't done it, but you're still fighting for it. It means
yes,
it means everything is going right, but you're probably missing this one ingredient, which is ask somebody for help or come together in a group for help.
yes,
Which
yes, yes,
So all of this is not possible. This entire book is not possible without this 21 co-authors.
yes.
Without everybody telling their story, and they all have it. And this book is so unique because it has the story of a person, their experience, uh, their skills, their expertise, and their struggle, and how they have gotten success in health, and they will share with you their advice also.
Experiences of life.
Their advice is what you get to take away, and this is all. One of my co-authors say this is an encyclopedia. He says
No.
it's so well put that there's 21, and each of these people has written. Most of them has written books already. This guy has
The,
written 10 books already.
okay, that's great.
This lady has written 6 or 5 books already.
Great.
This lady wrote the book with Jack Canfield,
Oh,
the guy that wrote the
great.
chicken, co-founder of Chicken Soup for the Soul, and many others are authors already.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Raymond, you were saying that in 2020 you are going to write 20 books. What sort of topics you want to discuss and you are going to discuss in your books?
So I want to address topics that are basically relevant to everyday living, and
Okay,
whether if it's finance in terms of, one, it could be finance in saving, one is for entrepreneur, one could be for sales, and one could be the other one we're doing actually out of this name, the power of collaboration. For example, the other book is called
yes,
the Handbook to Powerful Collaboration.
yes, great,
So
great idea.
so what I'm doing is I'm doing a handbook series. All my books are called the Handbook 2, the Handbook 2, and it's a collaboration of authors, and people from all over the world is welcome. And so I want to create a new series of books where it's not you're just reading about one person, but you're reading from a collection of ideas in one book. So instead of you going out to the store and buy 21 books, you can just buy one book and get the summary of the knowledge of the people in just one book.
Great, great. We can collaboratively, we can write a book
For sure.
collaboratively about our culture, about our agricultural practices.
Of course, I do. I do.
It can be.
That's something that I'm very passionate about. I collaborate with you. I have other people that connect with me from different countries and want me to be their mentor and help them. And I figure out the best way to do that is for us to also collaborate in the book with maybe 20 young entrepreneur like yourself from different countries, and then write a book together.
Because I am a little bit article writer and I have a skill to write about culture, about agriculture, about educational environment, about collective thinking of youth. I can write about youth of Pakistani.
Yes, that's amazing. And I know we were having a religious conversation earlier, and you were telling me the stereotype of North Americans, and I can say yes, that is true. That we we're under the impression that Pakistanis probably have a lot of guns, and I would say the other word because I don't mean to offend anyone. We were joking, and and that you're more about fighting, but you're not. You're one of the most peaceful communities there is, and law abiding and family oriented.
Yes, yes. Pakistani people are very, very loving people, and Pakistan is a safe country. It's my message to all the world. Pakistan is a safe country, and we have lost lot of things in war and terror situation, and we don't want to lost more things in this terrorism. We are not terrorists. We are loving person at all, and we want to
Of
do work
course.
with other people who are doing really very well, like you. It's a country
Thank
of
you, and
peace,
I
and
hope
we people. Yes, yes.
I hope to visit both India and Pakistan in the same trip to prove that there's no war going on.
Yes, yes. It's safe country and welcome.
Meantime, I'm gonna